So this is Jaquan, the hip hop historian. On behalf of Rock the Bells, I'm here with Michelle with Ladies of Hip Hop. How's it going?
It's going well. How you doing, Jay?
I'm great. I'm great. So tell me about the organization, Ladies of Hip Hop. What you do, when you were founded, who founded you, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, Ladies of Hip Hop is an all-female organization dedicated to women in hip hop culture. We were focused around dance in general, but we have our own DJ collective now. We have visual artists that we work with because, of course, hip hop is interdisciplinary. It doesn't necessarily, like, one thing doesn't exist without the other, right? So, the music doesn't exist without the dance and vice versa. Um, so yeah, like we were founded originally in Philadelphia, actually in 2004. I founded it because being a club head and coming up in clubs and dancing like with my family, that's the way I learned dance, right? I didn't go to school for dance. I wasn't in a studio. By the time hip hop got into studios, I was already out clubbing, right? So, what I started to notice that, in classrooms, a lot of the raw element was getting lost. And also, mostly men were teaching in terms of like spreading the culture around the world. But I knew all these dope women, poppers, house heads, hip hop dancers, B-girls, all these like dope women in all the forms of dance that fall under the umbrella of hip hop culture that weren't teaching. And I was like, so wait, y'all in the clubs getting busy, we getting busy in ciphers but then, when it came time to actually learn it or pass it on, my sisters weren't teaching. And so I just started bringing women from New York mostly to teach my company in Philly, because it was an all-female hip-hop collective that I had, but they weren't, they were missing that club element, that real, like, because by that time they were learning in studios. And so it was a desire to bring, people who are actually living it, performing, traveling the world, but also like bring women together that weren't necessarily having the opportunity to meet, and women who weren't teaching, kind of put them in that position. So it really started out selfishly just to train my company and also like hang out with folks, so just hang out with all the dope women that I knew. So yeah, and now you fast forward 18 years later, it's a full organization, a nonprofit. We have a studio. We are, traveling around the world, teaching, doing the festival around the world. But the main focus is now our New York festival. We have a week-long festival that brings women from all over the world to teach, to dance, to perform, and to battle. And so here we are 18 years later.
Well, that's dope. So 18 years. So it sounds like the internet there wasn't any social media yet, but you were right at the beginning of the internet. So how integral was the internet in you forming this and getting support? Did the internet play an early part in your first embryonic days of getting this together?
I would say for sure, right? Because hello MySpace, I was meeting other female DJs and to know about the parties, because before you had to know somebody's to know where to go, to get those directions to get to the club. So of course, the internet played a huge part in us getting connected. And I would say fast forward to Facebook and Instagram, and it was a way to share, like, not only were women part of the culture, but we've always been part of the culture. And so a big part of what the work I do also is archiving stories of women in hip hop culture, because when I was coming up, I was like, where are all those dancers that were in the LL Cool J videos? Where are all the dancers that was in the, Bell Biv DeVoe videos? We couldn't connect, that I couldn't find them. And so, and it is, a very, especially that generation, that's a little older than me, there became a point where as a woman you kind of decided whether you were going to exist in the culture or like get married and have a kid, and those things didn't happen. For the most part, you weren't able to do both of those things, right? You kind of had to make a choice. I've often been told, why, when you gonna grow up, that kind of thing. You still do that hip hop stuff, And I'm like, hip hop done bought me a house, y'all. Hip hop's got my son in college, so like,
Hey.
like I think people just didn't see the vision for it, and I always did, and the internet helped that because it helped share stories, all around the world and connect us around the world. And I have no doubt if it wasn't for that, the festival wouldn't be as big as it is.
That is dope. That is dope. Yeah, yeah, it has come a long way. I mean, it's provided opportunities, economic and otherwise. Your story is a lot like mine. Like, this is what I do. Hip hop is how I feed my family. So a lot of people didn't see it coming this far. Um, I noticed you mentioned dance a lot, and I know you talked about the other elements, but it's dance is or I'm asking, is dance the centerpiece of the organization? How big does the other roles of emceeing, DJing, and graffiti, and the other quote unquote elements of hip hop, do they play any major parts, or is it mostly dance centric what you're doing?
It's mostly dance centric, but I kind of don't want to like put myself in that box, and I'm going to tell you why. Because like I have a squad of female DJs that literally, what would we be as dancers without them? Like, there's no battle without your DJs. Like that, they carry the whole vibe. And when you have a
Yes,
bad DJ, you have a DJ that's kind of off. It's that can be the tone of your event or what's happened, your party, everything.
certainly,
So
certainly.
yeah, so I mean, like we do everything. Like we have, like, we had the festival, which was dance workshops. We had a panel discussion that had everything from our visual artists. So we do have a visual artist that we do an art show every year as part of the festival. I really feel like I obviously am a dancer, so I do the work of bringing other women in the community who are doing those things together. Because I don't think I think you do what you do well, and then you bring others together who do what they do well, and that's why it's dope. Because it really is truly a sisterhood. And so yes, it's centric, but I don't, it's hip hop centric, so all the things that are involved in that, we have scholars who come speak. We ended our week by having a DJ live stream from 2 to 8 that kind of ran over a little bit, but we had all of our DJs, we interviewed them, we had them spend a session. So yes and no, but yeah, my background is dance, and it's what I love, it's what drives me, it's what the foundation of the organization is built on. Absolutely. Yeah, we have the festival. So Ladies of Hip Hop is the organization. It's a nonprofit 501(c)(3) that is fully operational. I'm applying for grants and living that nonprofit life. But once a year, we have an annual festival that includes a panel discussion with whatever talent we're bringing. So everything from the teachers, the artists, the visual artists, the DJs. If we have some scholars, hip hop scholars, so these are people who are professors in college, teaching our culture, whether it be through dance or, through, just like discussing the philosophies of the culture, whatever the class is, they come in and do their thing. And then we also have dance workshops. We have showcases. So we have an international dance showcase where women come from all over the world to present. And then we end the week with our annual battle, which might have anything in it. Depends on who's in town. If we have some women who are MCs and they want to come through, then, we try and find some time for them to get on the mic. But the dance battle is like definitely the biggest part of what we do. And again, like I've had women come from Russia, I've had women come from all spans of the globe, and it's really, to watch it grow over the time, it's just been incredible. And we just finished our week last week. Actually, I'm like, still a little crazy from it, but yeah, it was an amazing time. We have some great community partners. We've had a sponsorship with Snipes, and we're building a relationship with Rock the Bells, and just built some community partners to help present the festival. It's been really good.
You have chapters of Ladies of Hip Hop in other cities and states, or is it just headquartered physically in Philly?
It's headquartered physically in New York. Our studio is in Long Island City. So that's where our training company and our company rehearse, and we do other things. We work with everything from poets to playwrights, and we have residencies there. So we do a lot of work. It was born in Philly, but it's been in New York since 2008. So, yeah, I moved here with my husband for work, and it was just a natural progression for the festival to move here. And actually, it was the best thing ever because it's the birthplace of hip hop. And, what better place to kind of build, this foundation for women in hip hop. So, Yeah, we have had chapters. So we used to do pre-pandemic. We used to do Laser Hip Hop Toronto. We've done Laser Hip Hop Vienna, Laser Hip Hop Portugal, Laser Hip Hop Wuhan, China, believe it or not. And annually we do Laser Hip Hop LA. And I do that with another one of my organizing sisters, Jackie Miss Funk Lopez, who runs a company called Versastyles Dance. But yeah, we do have other chapters.
Okay, great, great. So tell me about your relationship with Rock the Bells, exactly what that entails, and how that relationship developed, and exactly upcoming contest and everything Rock the Bells related. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it was such an organic kind of building of relationship with Rock the Bells. Is really cool. What happened was we posted a dance video of while we were actually out in LA doing Ladies of Hip Hop LA. You know, part of everything that you do as a dancer, freestyle. If you don't freestyle, you're not really hip hop, right? We know this for emceeing and everything else. So
Right.
we always get together with whoever we're with, and we do some content, and we posted some videos to one of the artists that are going to be featured as part of this year's Rock the Bell Festival. Just organically, we just picked the song, and it was Remy Ma, and it kind of went viral, and Rock the Bells found it, and we shared. And then just kind of reached out and was like, yo, would you, want to do something with us? We would love to kind of do a dance contest and, feature some of the music of our upcoming artists, our festival artists. Would you be down? I was like, yeah, it's Rock the Bells. Of course I would. You know what I mean? It's like truly hip hop. And so we have a dance challenge coming up. We filmed our dancers, some of the lazy hip hop dancers, doing dancing to some of the songs, and we're going to challenge folks to do their freestyle to the song and submit it. Tag Ladies of Hip Hop, tag Rock the Bells, and the judges are going to pick who they like the most, and some of the participants will get to come to the festival and get a cash prize.
Dope, very dope. Right. Tell the people how they can reach you through social and all the ways to reach you electronically and everything else.
Absolutely. If you want to email us at info@ladiesofhiphop.com. That's LADIES hiphop.com. And you can find us everywhere at Ladies of Hip Hop, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook, and on TikTok. So all the places, we're just at Ladies, LADIES of Hip Hop.